Marcus Harrison was traveling first class with his daughter Sophie, age 4, on a business trip to Seattle. His assistant had booked them seats in the premium cabin, and Marcus was reviewing documents on his tablet while Sophie colored in her activity book. Halfway through the flight, Marcus noticed Sophie staring intently at the rows behind them. "Daddy, why is that baby crying?" Marcus looked back. A few rows behind them in economy, a young woman was struggling with a crying infant while a toddler beside her squirmed restlessly. "Babies cry sometimes, sweetheart. It's okay. But the mommy looks really sad and really tired." Sophie was right. The woman looked exhausted, bouncing the crying baby while trying to keep the toddler occupied. Other passengers were shooting annoyed looks in her direction. Before Marcus could stop her, Sophie unbuckled her seatbelt and walked back toward the woman, clutching the chocolate chip cookie from her snack box. "Sophie," Marcus followed quickly. "Hi," Sophie said to the woman, "your baby is really loud. Do you want my cookie? Cookies make me feel better when I'm sad." The woman looked up, her eyes red from crying. She was young, maybe mid-20s, with blonde hair pulled back in a messy ponytail. She wore a gray jacket and looked like she hadn't slept in days. "Thank you, sweetie, but I can't take your cookie," the woman said, her voice strained. "But you look really sad, and your baby won't stop crying. Maybe if you eat a cookie, you'll feel better, and the baby will stop crying too. That's what my daddy says when mommy is happy. Everyone is happy. But my mommy is in heaven now, so daddy tries to keep everyone happy instead." Marcus felt his throat tighten at Sophie's innocent explanation. The woman's eyes filled with fresh tears. "I'm so sorry about your mommy, and thank you for the cookie. That's very kind." Sophie climbed up onto the empty middle seat. "What's your baby's name?" "This is Emma. She's 3 months old. And this is my son Lucas, he's 2. I'm Sophie. I'm 4. Why is Emma crying? She's hungry, but I can't feed her right now because..." The woman gestured helplessly at the cramped space and the judging eyes of nearby passengers. Marcus understood immediately. "Mom, would you like to switch seats with us? My daughter and I are in first class. There's more room, more privacy, and fewer people to disturb." The woman stared at him. "I couldn't possibly, please," Marcus said. "My daughter clearly wants to help, and this is the best way I can think of. If I share my cookie..." "Will you stay?" Sophie asked the woman. "You can sit with us and your baby can stop crying and we can be friends." The woman looked between Sophie's hopeful face and Marcus's genuine offer. "Why would you do this?" "Because my daughter has a kind heart, and she's right, you need help. Please, take our seats." With the flight attendant's assistance, they switched seats in the spacious first-class cabin. The woman, whose name was Rachel Chen, was able to nurse Emma privately while Lucas ate snacks that Sophie eagerly shared with him. "Thank you," Rachel said once Emma had finally quieted. "I don't know what to say." "You didn't have to do this." Sophie decided we did, Marcus said, "and honestly, she's usually right about these things." Over the remainder of the flight, Marcus learned Rachel's story. She was a single mother traveling to Seattle for a job interview, her last hope. After being laid off from her administrative position 3 months ago, her husband had left when she was pregnant with Emma, and she'd been barely surviving on savings while searching for work. She couldn't afford childcare for the interview, so she was bringing both children and hoping they'd stay calm during the meeting. "I have no family support, no backup plan," Rachel admitted quietly. "This interview is everything. If I don't get this job, I don't know what we'll do. I'm behind on rent, running out of savings. But I can't exactly explain to a potential employer that I need to bring my infant and toddler to the interview." Marcus made a decision. "What's the company?" "Sterling Tech. They're hiring an executive assistant. It's probably a long shot, But I'm qualified, and I'm desperate. Sterling Tech is my competitor, Marcus said. What if I offered you a better option? I run Harrison Enterprises. We need an executive assistant. Better salary than Sterling. Full benefits, on-site childcare. Are you interested? Rachel stared at him. You're offering me a job. You don't even know me. I know you're traveling across the country with 2 small children for a job interview, which shows desperation and determination. I know my daughter saw you needed help and immediately wanted to offer her cookie. I know that sometimes the best employees are the ones who've fought hardest to survive. Rachel, let me help. Why? Because your daughter shared a cookie? Because Sophie saw something I almost missed, someone struggling who needed kindness. She offered what she had, a cookie and friendship. I can offer more than that, so I'm going to. Rachel started crying. I don't know what to say. Say yes. Come work for me. Bring Emma and Lucas to our company childcare. Get back on your feet. Then pay it forward when you see someone else struggling. 6 months later, Rachel was thriving at Harrison Enterprises. She'd proven herself to be exceptional, organized, professional, anticipating Marcus's needs before he voiced them. Marcus found himself looking forward to seeing her each day, to hearing about Emma and Lucas, to the way she brought warmth to his office. Sophie loved having Rachel round. She's my friend I shared my cookie with, Sophie would tell anyone who listened. Can I tell you something? Rachel said one evening after most employees had left. That day on the plane, I was at my absolute lowest point. I was traveling to an interview I probably wouldn't get, with 2 babies I couldn't afford child care for, wondering if I should just give up. Then Sophie offered me her cookie and asked if I'd stay. That question, if I share my cookie, will you stay? It broke something open in me. She shared the one thing she had. And you shared everything, your seat, your opportunity, your trust. You both saved my life. You saved yourself, Rachel. You got on that plane. You kept trying. We just gave you the space to succeed. A year after Sophie had offered her cookie, Marcus proposed with Sophie's enthusiastic involvement. Rachel, my daughter saw you struggling and offered you her cookie. That small act of kindness led to this, to you transforming our office, our lives, our family. Sophie was asking the question I didn't know I needed answered. If I share what I have, will you stay? Rachel, I'm asking that same question now, but forever. Will you stay? Will you marry me? Let us officially be the family we've already become. At their wedding, Sophie served as flower girl and gave a toast. I saw the lady with the crying baby and she looked really sad. So I gave her my cookie and asked if she'd stay. Daddy gave her our airplane seats and a job. She stayed. Now she's my new mommy, and Emma and Lucas are my sister and brother. So you should always share your cookies, because sharing cookies is how families get made. Sometimes a chocolate chip cookie is worth more than gold. Sometimes a child's generosity shames adults into matching it. Sometimes first-class seats are best used by those who need them most. And sometimes asking someone to stay over a shared cookie on an airplane becomes an invitation to stay forever. If this story touched your heart, please like and share it. Subscribe for more stories about children's wisdom, generosity, and families formed through kindness. Leave a comment about when someone shared something small that meant everything. Your stories inspire us all.